What's up, you guys? Jonathan Winter here from Outdoor Genetics, and today I'm here to answer a handful of questions that's been brought to my attention as of late. Really, since we opened up the position for pro staff before we closed it, I had several people asking me questions about self-filming. Guys, now taking a note here, I am not a professional filmer, videographer, photographer, however you want to say it. I'm not a professional editor. Literally what we do is we go out to the woods, we film our hunts, we film our fishing trips, we film our mountain climbing endeavors, we film mushroom hunting, we do it all, and we film it and we have fun. That's all we do. We've been told we have decent content and that people want to know how we do it. So today I'm here to walk you through these questions and answers. And 99.99% of your questions can probably be answered with the word yes. So let's get started. First off, let's talk about camera gear. Can it be expensive? This is probably one of the most familiar questions that we get on the show. Is this an expensive hobby? Well, that's a green screen. What you don't see right now is you don't see the lights and all the soundproofing material and the the computer and all the accessories that come along with this stuff. Is it expensive? It can be, guys. That's a really good way to put it, is it can be. So there are some intermediate options that you can do to make a successful self-film trip. So let's talk about those things. The first thing is the one I'm using right now to record this video. This is my cell phone. I have the Galaxy S21 Ultra 5K, I think is what they call it. Maybe they call it the 5G. Whatever it's called, that's what I have. So, you can use these cell phones to do a lot. As a matter of fact, we have one episode from one of our co-hosts, Dustin Matthews, that was it was all filmed on cell phone. There was no other cameras involved. It was just the cell phone. So, cell phones can be used. Take a look at some of this footage. As you can see right there, that was all filmed with cell phone. I mean, it's not great, but it's definitely not bad. Cell phones have come a long way since they started putting cameras in them for the very first time. But anyways, so let's talk about cameras. You've got so many different camera style options. You've got cameras that range as low as $150 off of Amazon, which this was my first one. Not a bad little starter camera. I don't use it much anymore other than for, the camera that's going to be facing me when I'm hunting and or fishing. Or very up close and personal stuff. I'm talking about like mushroom hunting, like even turkey hunting might be a little far-fetched, a little far of a reach for this camera. The zoom is not very good, very camcorder style like, but depending on what your budget is and depending on what you're trying to accomplish, this may fit just fine. You might want something a little bit more than that, a little bit more advanced, but still entry level. You're going to be looking for something like the Canon G20. I'm using Canon as reference. I don't really want to get into names and all that kind of stuff. I'm just using Canon as reference because Canon is what I have. That's what I own. I've got multiple cameras that are all Canon. So for everything from DSLRs, power shots, of course, different camcorders. I love Canon. Anyways, so Canon G20 or something to that equivalent is a very good entry-level camera. You can find these kits for anywhere from a kit that comes with the batteries and everything for under $1,000. If you want a little bit more accessories, you might be looking at closer to $1,200 to $1,500 for the entire set, for tripod and everything that comes with it. If you want something a little bit more advanced, which is what I like, it's what I like to use. I jumped up to the Canon XA series. I went with the XA40 after doing a lot of research over the XA series specifically. I really fell in love with the 40 for the zoom capability, and then a lot of the stuff that goes into editing. This camera helped out a lot, and I have seen the difference firsthand when it comes to taking what I have videoed and putting it on my software to edit it. I have seen the difference between the Canon XA series and the Canon G20. I've got to see a lot of different cameras, their quality in the editing stage. I definitely recommend the XA series 11. The 11's a good one. The XA 20, of course, the 40's what I have. I mean, they go on up. And each of them, you know, it's a little bit better. You know, you might like something better. You know, it all depends on what you're going to want to spend. I think I spent a little over $2,000. Actually, I want to say I spent closer to $2,500 for this kit that I got with this. It's a great camera, you know, so it really just depends on what you're willing to spend.
I have to stretch my legs a little bit. The squirrels are crazy. They have gone crazy. Or they're making me go crazy, always thinking that, oh, there's a deer. There's a deer.
Okay, so another question that we get a lot is this a hard thing to do? And quite frankly, yes, it is. More hard. I guess it's more annoying than it is hard. It's really not hard as much as it's time consuming. Just to kind of give you an idea, check out some of these clips, some behind the scenes, I guess, if you will, of what it takes to self-film to get specific shots. So what you see right here is actually a prime example of what happens when you're out you're out looking and trying to locate some birds while you're self-filming. Birds being turkey, for those of you that don't know. And literally what I'm doing is I'm scrambling to get everything set up, and I don't know what possessed me to set up a little camera to film the scrambling of me getting everything put together, but I'm certainly glad I did for this case right here. But this is kind of what it looks like when you're scrambling to get everything set up, just so that you can self-film a spot and stock turkey hunt. So another thing that we have to do while self-filming is, you know, you have to talk about either what you're about to do or what you just did. So in other words, we have to set up the camera, face it to us, make sure that we're in the display. That way we know we're in frame. As you can see, Tim actually has a remote there that allows him to control the zoom in and out on the camera. So that way, if he does need to zoom in or a little bit, or zoom in or out, he can. So anyways, this is one thing that we have to do before and after a hunt, is always get that information of what's going on.
Alright, literally. Coyotes. Literally what we're going to do is I'm just going to pick the bird up, just like this, throw him over my shoulder. That's good.
Another thing that we do is walking scenes. That means you set up your camera and it catches you picking up your bird, as you see here, and then talking or whatever, and then you're ready to walk off. And then you walk off away from your camera. You walk however far you're gonna walk. To us, we're walking to the tree line here. And then we walk all the way back to the camera so that we can get that going from and coming to shot that we're looking for. Even though technically right here I'm not self-filming, in a way I still am. So it still doesn't defeat the purpose of what I'm trying to portray here. What you see is you see me and you see Tim, our co-host, right behind me, filming me. But what I'm doing is I've taken my GoPro and I've set it up for an angle that I can be rattling my antlers and you can catch all that in one image, while Tim films the right of way that we are hunting over. So that way, if a deer walks out, not only will we have the sequence of me rattling in the deer, we will have that shot of when the deer steps out of the woods. So as you see here, you see me turn on the camera, and then you see me start glassing the area that I'm hunting. You know, this is the thing that we do all the time when it comes to self-filming. What we're trying to portray is the idea that we are being filmed by somebody, like we have a cameraman, even though we're not. So we get our camera set up, make sure that we're in the camera right, and then we go back to doing what we're doing. This way, in the editing stage of it all, I don't have to show where we turned on the camera. I don't have to show where we got ourselves in focus. It's just already there, and it gives it that look that we are being filmed by a camera crew.
So we didn't even walk in here. We started to, saw him, backed out so that we didn't spook him.
Another thing that we like to do is, you know, we'll do the talking scene where we're in the tree stand, or we're in the tripod, or in the ground blind. It doesn't matter. But wherever we're sitting, we'll have that talking scene of us, and then with the hand that is off screen that you can't see, we'll simply pick it up and just slowly and smoothly turn the camera. This gives it an effect that, you know, somebody's filming us hunt, they just filmed us what we're saying, and now we're turning the camera. And here's a little example of what that looks like if you were somebody actually out there watching us do it. The next thing we have to get is more B-roll. You know, in this case, animals that we're not going to harvest. Maybe even the cow killer ant that's coming after your foot, you know, anything. Cardinals playing around on the ground. And some of the best B-roll happens unexpectedly, like when the hawk swoops in, scares off the cardinals, and starts taking a drink of the water. You know, that's stuff that you can't predict that it's going to happen. So get the B-roll of those animals that you don't intend on harvesting. A bearded hen walking through a group of other hens that are feeding. Actually, there's a few bearded hens in that photo. But then you've got photos and videos of deer walking in. Maybe it's a deer you want to harvest, but he's just out of range, doesn't come within range. All these things are really good B-roll that you need to be doing what you can to get to help make the story of your episode even better. Without these things, it's hard to tell a good story. Now, here comes the exciting part. When the animal, your target animal, is coming within range, and you get to watch this animal come all the way in. But here's the thing. We're trying to film here, so we want to make sure that we are trying to get the entirety from the very first moment that we see that animal walking in. We want to capture that on camera all the way up to not only the shot, but after the shot. What happens after the shot? We want to catch our expression, so we're going to make sure that we have a secondary camera facing us, so that after we shoot, we can have the smile on camera, the tears on camera, the excitement, what's going on with us. We want both of these things on camera. So we got to make sure we have a secondary camera on us, the main camera on our target, and we want to capture all of that excitement. So what we got to do now is give that little bit of ending scene right there when we're actually in the blind. Then we want to go out of the blind, set the camera up, go back into the blind, and then show the video clip of us walking out of the blind. Great filler. But then, like Tim does here, you're going to see he actually moves the camera over to the other side of the blind, walks back behind the blind out of frame, and then walks through the frame. After he gets out of frame, he turns around, he comes back, grabs the camera, sets it up of him walking all the way across the field. Yes, that stinks because he has to walk all the way back across the field to get the camera again, then back across to go down towards the deer.
Once you get down to the deer, you know, show this little bit right here, just the top of the antler, maybe the foot or the side, and then go back to where it shows you walking in to the frame, in up to the deer. And you're not having to fake anything. This is all natural. This is all a real experience because you're still excited. So you're not faking anything. This is still raw excitement. And it's stuff like this that will help make a great episode. So from this point here, what we're doing is setting up our closing. We're setting up the camera in a way that it shows us admiring the animal, showing how, you know, how beautiful this animal really is, petting on the animal, loving the animal. You know, we've wiped down the blood so that it's not so gruesome, and, you know, we're really trying to make it look like, you know, this animal is just truly beautiful and that we really love what we just have had the opportunity to do. You know, and we're going to set up the camera, get the driving away scenes, you know, but, you know, really don't be afraid to set that camera up and truly talk about the hunt. You know, talk about how exciting it was for you. Your heart was throbbing. Great. People want to know that. They want to see that. So don't be afraid to share it.
So guys, just a quick recap over some of the questions. Is it expensive? It can be. Is it cheap? It can be. You don't have to go all out like I did with the green screen and the lights and you know, the new computer and laptop and softwares and everything that comes with it. You don't have to go that route. You can keep it cheap. You know, is it hard to do? It can be, guys. Is it for everyone? I'm gonna say yes, and this is the reason I say that. If you're already hunting and you're already fishing or you're mountain climbing or doing whatever you want to do and you want to start self-filming, then start self-filming. Guys, we thought about it for years, and I mean like close to probably 8 to 10 years. We said, man, it would be awesome to start filming. It'd be awesome to start filming. Man, why didn't we catch that on camera? Oh my gosh. Had we started doing this 10 years ago, we would have been so much further on the line than what we are now. But I'm certainly glad we decided to bite the bullet and go ahead and to start filming. This has been one heck of an amazing adventure. And let me promise you something. If a bunch of small-time country boys out here working from paycheck to paycheck can do this and have fun with it, then you can too. Trust me, if I can learn how to do these things, anybody can learn how to do these things. But guys, so get out there, get you a camera if you want to start filming, and start self-filming. Start with your cell phone. Cell phones have come a long ways. So guys, I hope this was informative. If you would like to see more content like this, feel free to drop it down there in our comments of some of the things that you would like to see. Maybe you would like to learn a little bit more advanced, in-depth details over certain aspects of filming. I'd be more than happy to help. Remember guys, I'm not a professional. I don't claim to be. I just claim to have been doing this for a little bit, and I enjoy what I do. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. So guys, maybe if y'all would like to see an editing video or whatever, let me know down in the comments. I hope y'all have a great day, and until next time, y'all stay safe, and I can't wait to be seeing video footage and photos of all of you out in the woods, taking your kids out, taking your spouse out, taking your friends out. I can't wait to see those videos. I can't wait to see those pictures. And if you would like, we would love to drop it into one of our episodes. So get that content, send it in. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk to y'all later.